Hello, you're watching the full-time Focus down here at the Focus Community Arena, where it's finished. Hemel Hempstead Town 1, Maidstone United 1. And as you can see, Alfie Matthews has joined me in the studio. Alfie, a feisty game. That one, a good game to be a part of?
Yeah, it was a good game. I feel like we were the better side over the 90 minutes. I just feel like we struggled to put the ball in the back of the net again. Obviously with the ball to Joe and he scored again, but just wasn't our day.
Was it great to be back out there for yourself, because the season's been a bit stop-start for you, the injury at the beginning of the season and then the second yellow? Was it great to be starting and to play a part in today's game?
Oh, of course, like I've been eager to get back out there. When I was he missed the Yeovil game due to injury, I was gutted, but listen, as long as the boys are playing well, that's all I care about. And personally, I think it was nice to be back in front of the fans again today and with a decent performance.
Well, we'll talk about those key moments in a second, but one of the players who has been quite pivotal in the last couple of games is defender Kyla J, and shortly before we recorded this, I caught up with him and here's what he had to say. So, Kyla, a fiery and feisty game there on the pitch, and are you, as a group, happy with the point, or do you feel that we should have certainly got more out of it considering the balance of play?
There was a bit of balance in the game. I don't think we was happy with the results from knowing where we come from. There's always room for improvement as well. So I thought we just got to bounce back for Monday and go again stronger.
First half was quite end-to-end, and defensively you had to be strong and resolute. They've got a few tall players in their forward line there. Did you feel like you dealt with that pressure early on quite well?
Yeah, I feel like I dealt with the pressure. As a big person myself, that's what you got to expect. So you just got to do your job first and see how it gets on.
And then I think late on, was it you that cleared one off the line?
Yeah.
So you got right place, right time there. And obviously last week popped up with the goal. This week, the goal line clearance. Do you feel like you've started the season well in terms of your own expectations and performance?
I'd say, yeah. Going off my previous seasons, it was good to have a start to a season and then to be able to kick on. I feel like I started well because of the lads around me. I feel like they've been able to bring me out as a person, as a player, with the staff. So I feel like that's helped a lot, and that's what's brought me out.
And lastly, game on Monday, so not too much time to recover before then. What sort of things are you going to be doing tomorrow, looking ahead to Monday?
Probably have a relaxed session in the gym, have a nice chilled night in, get some good food, and get bed early.
Well, we'll let you get off to bed early now. Right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
So those are the thoughts of defender Kyla J there, and as I said to him in the interview, cleared one off the line late on. So how important has the defensive unit been for you guys that like to attack a bit more, to know that you've got some solid defenders behind you in terms of Kyle and Chris and Craig as the goalkeeper, the fullbacks? Do they give you kind of license to move on and go forward?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like when you've got a solid keeper, obviously I've seen Kingy, he obviously got players player, fans player.
He doesn't need reminding, to be fair.
He's got everything. So obviously it's nice to have a solid keeper at the back, and again, having a solid back four or back five that we had today, I think it just puts a lot of license on the front boys to play. But then again, you can't put the defending all on them. I feel like even the front boys, that's where defending starts, from the front, and I feel like the team's gelling. Again, it's only early in the season, but again, in my eyes, I feel like it's 2 points dropped today.
I could see in that game that, you know, even you yourself as an energetic midfielder, you're getting across the pitch as quickly as you can to cut out those passing lanes, and you did that quite well, certainly in the second half. Is that an area of the game that you feel is just as important, that, you know, when you haven't got the ball, getting across the pitch as quickly as you can to try and break down their attacks is an important part of your game?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, if you can see if anyone lacks the energy just for a split second, and this is only National League South, so imagine if we done it in the Prem, then it's just, you have the players with their technical ability in this league, they can find a pass. So I think it's just as important for me and the midfielders to get across and defend for the team as well.
You're involved in, I suppose some might say, a controversial moment of the game where the opposition player's been sent off. What was your kind of view of that?
Like the ball, Montel's played a very, very good ball down the line, and I've just held it up and I've landed on top of him, and I just see a fist towards my head, so deserved red, maybe not.
Well, it certainly contributed to the ending of that game in the sense that 10 versus 11, did you feel like we started to sort of control the possession more and control the game more?
Oh yeah, of course they had to drop off because they couldn't play the way they were playing with the 10 and 17 pushing up high onto our centre halves. But again, even though they had 10 men, they defended very well. So credit to them. However, I feel like when you're under the cosh, I feel like sometimes you do play a bit better because you run that extra mile or two. And yeah, I feel like we struggled to get the ball in the box, but it's just one of those days.
And so now we can get the thoughts of manager Brad Quinton. And again, just before we recorded this, I caught up with him and here's what he had to say. So Brad, after that game and the balance of play, do you feel happy with the point, or do you feel like we should certainly, considering our second half performance, got more out of that?
Yeah, I think I'm just disappointed that we've give another goal, another opportunity to go, 1-0 down to an opposition where they haven't really worked us in terms of outplaying us. I think our energy levels was a little bit off, but obviously we had to make some changes today, so the starting 11 again has been changed. We haven't had a full squad from day one yet for me to have an headache or get more grey hairs as an example. But I wasn't pleased with the first half energy wise in terms of the gaps of what we was spread out too far too easily. So I let them know at half time, and I think when we come back out second half we was a lot better. They went down to 10 men. I think the guy elbowed Alfie off the ball, and their coach did see it as well, so he did actually acknowledge that it was the right decision. We scored a fantastic goal through Joe Ray again. But I think overall, I think they're really, really happy with a point. We're disappointed not to get 3 points, especially being at home again. But as I said, look, listen, it's certain teams come and try and be more aggressive and physicality in terms of how they play, and what happened at the end was a bit of handbags at the end, but we'll look at that. But I think overall, yeah, disappointed not to get all 3 points, but we didn't lose.
Do you take some positives from the fact that the lads had to come back from one down, that mentality thing of just getting the goal back, and they managed to stick in the game, and actually there was a couple of chances at the end there where maybe if it just fell in the right place, maybe toe poke it into the back of the net. Did you take comfort from that off the back of the previous 2 results that we had?
Yeah, I think by the 2 previous results, again, we've gone 1-0 down. And it takes something like that at the minute that we're getting a reaction, which is great. It's a sign of a good team, it's a good squad. But we're getting chances again. And if we go in 1-0 or 2-0, I think someone at the minute is going to get a bit of a hiding. So that's my disappointment in terms of what we're doing wrong. But overall, we're always, reacting in the right way. But it doesn't seem to happen as soon as we go out. So we've spoke about this now. I think this is something that we're just going to have to try and work on our mentality. But we're a good team. We're a real good team. I think we need to start putting the ball in the back of the net. So something that we need to look at. Need to get the right forward or the right combination in terms of people in front. But I think collectively overall, really pleased with not coming away with a defeat. Because no team who's come and played against us this year so far, since we've been home or away, has really outplayed us. I think we've been the most dominant playing team and competitive in terms of energy and desire to regroup and go for again a goal. But I've just spoke to them and just said I think it's about time that we start hurting people. So it was good to see that we got a response. But overall, I'm honest, I'm disappointed not to get 3 points.
It's only August and 5 games in, and no season is won or lost in August, certainly. You talked about it before, how you've had to recruit very well in the summer, and that takes time, doesn't it? You have to tweak things. It's like a game of chess sometimes, bring players in and you think it's going to work out a certain way and maybe it doesn't work out in the same way that you'd like. So it's all about tweaking. Do you feel like now, 5 games in, you're starting to see some of those things where maybe you might need to tweak things, or has there been players that have surprised you in different areas?
Yeah, I think you look at the as I said right at the start, I think I've never really had a full squad to start with apart from the start at Yeovil, and then we had injury in that game, and then injury, and then this suspension, and then 2 or 3 more injuries, and it's the same thing again today, and that's the most frustrating thing, because when you're working with them tirelessly, and they're a good bunch of lads, they're a good squad, but I think today, that would show a lot of character about us because we was disappointed. It's now time for these guys to step up. Obviously, we've played a couple of teams who are full-time now. They've not looked fitter than us. They've not looked more dangerous than us. We need to start punishing teams. And I think the fans are seeing that desire and work rate. I think if we put the ball in the back of the net before the other team, I think you're going to see a better team and a better reaction from us as a group. But overall, yeah, like you said, it's probably 2 players kept from the squad that I inherited. It does take time. And we'll keep working tirelessly. Otherwise, we'll look to bring in other players, which we are do. We need to bring in another centre forward, if you want my honest opinion. But it has to be right for the club, and we need to look at strengthening in certain areas because of injuries.
Bank holiday Monday, only 2 days away, with 1 day of rest. That will be another nice game for fans who are travelling down to the seaside. I think the weather forecast looking good, so be a nice day out for them. But that's another game in quick succession. What would the message be from your coaching staff into those players to make sure that they prepare right?
Yeah, we spoke about that in depth there in terms of players that are coming back available for Monday, which is great. We'll look to see how people are with any knocks or any concerns, but obviously they recover. They'll go for a walk tomorrow and look after their bodies, get some good food inside them. We'll look at the team and opposition again, obviously that we already have, but look at them how they played today. And then obviously we'll make the right squad selection choices to go out there and win the game away. But we're looking forward to it.
Alfie, just like you, the gaffer is slightly disappointed that we didn't get the 3 points there, and I put it to him, as you heard, in the sense that he takes some positives and comfort from the fact that we've been able to come back from a goal down. Wasn't able to do that as well in the 2 games previously. Do you, as players, recognise those small positives you can take from the game?
100%. I don't think we can be so critical of ourselves. Like, if the Joe goal went in at the start of the game, it would have been a completely different game. But I feel like the boys defended well. We've done exactly what we should have done. However, I feel like we're very, very good at the moment. 18-yard box, 18-yard box. We just need to get that 1 goal from 1 striker or 1 player, and it'll raise everything for everybody else.
I spoke to the gaffer in the interview there and saying about, no season is lost or won in August. And there's been a lot of new players coming into the side. As a new player yourself, do you feel like, slowly kind of trying to integrate and understand the way in which he wants to play and maybe some of the other players around you?
Oh, of course. I think the gaffer's possibly one of the best gaffers I've had since being out the pro game, and that's credit to him, and not just him, but also his team with Errol, Maz and so on. And I just feel like he gives, especially myself, a lot of license to play my game. That's why he's brought me in. But the dirty side to the game, the running, and that's what I feel like we all need to be able to do. So yeah, it's been up and down start, but again, like the gaffer said, no season's won in August.
Weston-super-Mare on Monday, not too far away, just 1 day to prepare, and it will be an early departure for that game. What was your Sunday looking like?
Just a lot of recovery, go on a walk, go for a swim, and just do what I normally do. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Monday, and hopefully that will bounce back with 3 points.
Well, as Alfie said there, hopefully we can bounce back with 3 points and get 3 points on the board. So if you are joining us down at Weston-super-Mare on Monday, hopefully we get to see as many of you as possible down there on the Bank Holiday Monday at the seaside. But if you can't be there, then you can tune into commentary. I'll be there alongside Reese, giving you all the action and reaction as it happens. But for now, goodbye.